Assalamu alaikum students. Let's get started. So this is basically we are talking about October, November 2023. Okay. And this is the continuation. Okay. We have already done question number 1 till 7 of this most recent paper, which is October, November 2023 for 4024 and paper 2 variant 2, 2 hour 30 minutes. The total marks are 100. So we already solved question number 1 till 7. And now we are talking about question number 8 onwards. So question number 8 of this October, November 2023 is based on the algebra word problems, a very important chapter, algebra word problems. And basically you can say the quadratic formula or how to solve the quadratic equations as well. Getting it, guys? So let's get started, students. So what we have, sir, is basically the diagram shows a small rectangle inside a large rectangle. Okay. So, sir, we have the diagram shows a small rectangle inside a large rectangle. And what we can say is basically the height of the large rectangle is x centimeter, and the length of the larger rectangle is 4 times of its height. The width of the shaded border is 3 centimeter. The area of the small rectangle is 80 centimeter square. We have to form an equation in x and show that it simplifies to this thing. So a lot of students get confused in this type of question, and they almost leave this question. First tip is basically, even if you are not able to solve part A, make sure to solve part B because part B is not related to part A. Okay. तो स्टूडेंट्स हमने अंडरस्टैंड करना बहुत जरूरी है कि पार्ट ए जो है वो पार्ट बी से लिंक नहीं है। तो अगर आप नहीं कर पाए पार्ट ए, तो मेक श्योर आपने स्टिल पार्ट बी करना है बिकॉज वो ऑलमोस्ट इक्वल मार्क्स का है। 4 + 3 is 7. So that is what we have to be careful about. Okay. So now how we are going to solve it, basically again when you have a huge question, what is the technique with us, कि हमने क्या टेक्निक डेवलप की कि आप स्टेप बाय स्टेप इसको पढ़ते रहें और स्टार्ट करें। तो फर्स्ट थिंग विल बी, फर्स्ट स्टेप हमारा होगा कि हम इक्वेशन इन एक्स फॉर्म करें। सो वी हैव टू फॉर्म एन इक्वेशन इन एक्स and the area of the small rectangle is 80 centimeters square. Okay. So here we go. Okay, what we need to do, sir, the height is there. So let's write it down. The height of the larger rectangle is x centimeter. So we can clearly see here in the red color, guys, the height of the larger rectangle is x centimeter. And the length of the larger rectangle is 4 times its height. So again, we got another value, guys. Everyone with me following? Okay, we can say the length is basically 4 times of the height, so it will be 4 times of x. I think nobody will have an issue in this because we have judged the second statement as well, right? Everyone with me? Okay, sir, basically what we can say, the height is x, so the length is equals to 4 times of the height. So 4x is the length. Okay, everyone getting it, sir? 4x is basically the length. Okay, guys, these two things we got it. And then they are telling us that the width of this is 3 centimeter. Okay. So we have been given the area of the smaller rectangle, students. So if we talk about here, okay, sir, smaller rectangle kya hoga? Students, follow in the blue color. This is basically the smaller rectangle. Okay, everyone with me, guys, following? तो आपने इसका एरिया निकालना है ताकि आप इक्वेशन फॉर्म कर सकें. So here we go, sir. That area of the smaller rectangle, area of small rectangle is basically 80, area of small rectangle is 80 centimeters square. And now let's try to work out the height and the length of that. Okay, everyone with me following, guys? So what we need to understand कि अगर हम इसकी बात करें कि how much is this, follow in the highlighter, students, कि सर ये कितना होगा, तो what we need to understand कि हम easily करेंगे इसको स्टेप बाय स्टेप इन डिटेल डिस्कशन कर रहा हूँ ताकि आपको वर्ड प्रॉब्लम्स क्लियर हो जाए, स्टूडेंट्स. सो व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि सर ये भी 3 सेंटीमीटर है. एवरीवन इज फॉलो इन द ऑरेंज कलर कि सर ये 3 सेंटीमीटर है और ये भी 3 सेंटीमीटर है और ये टोटल जो है पूरा वो एक्स है. गेटिंग इट? तो इफ यू हैव टू फाइंड द हाईलाइटर, मैं फिर रिपीट कर दूं, हाईलाइटर क्या है? हाईलाइटर हमारी हाइट है फॉर द स्मॉलर रेक्टेंगल. सो हाईलाइटर इज इन द ब्लू कलर, स्टूडेंट्स. हाईलाइटेड पार्ट जो है ब्लू कलर में, ये हमारी हाइट है फॉर द स्मॉलर रेक्टेंगल, सर. टोटल लेंथ एक्स है, सर. टोटल हाइट जो है, सर, टोटल हाइट एक्स है. और एक्स में से हमने 3 यूनिट्स ऊपर के रिमूव कर देने और 3 यूनिट्स बिलो के रिमूव कर देने. तो x-3 एंड -3. सो आई कैन से that the length of the smaller rectangle, students, sorry, the height of the smaller rectangle is basically x minus 3. -3. So I'm getting x minus 6 as the height. Anyone doubt? Anyone, any x minus 6 centimeter is basically, sir, the height of the smaller rectangle. Any questions in this? I'm waiting. If anyone have, do ask now. Okay, x minus 6 centimeter is the height of the smaller rectangle. Then, sir, we are going to talk about about this thing. So follow very carefully. It will be this thing. Okay, okay. What about this thing, sir? हमें लेंथ निकालनी है तो लेंथ के लिए भी हम सेम अप्लाई करेंगे कि सर what we already know is basically that this is 3 meter, this is 3 centimeter and there is also 3 centimeter. तो हम ये दोनों remove कर देंगे and we already know that this total is 4x. So I'll write it down here as well, sir. कि सर ये जो है वो 4x है. द लेंथ इज बेसिकली 4x सेंटीमीटर ऑफ द लार्जर रेक्टेंगल. उसमें सर आप 3 माइनस कर दें ये वाला और 3 ये वाली लेंथ माइनस कर दें तो इट विल बी क्या आप कहेंगे सर द लेंथ ऑफ द स्मॉलर रेक्टेंगल इज 4x minus 3 and minus 3. So it is actually 4x minus 6. Okay students, hope everyone is getting it. कि सर एक्चुअली ये क्या हो जाएगा 4x minus 6. Okay understood? Everyone getting that clear with me? तो हमारे पास बेसिकली ये आ गया और हम क्या करेंगे आपके एरिया ऑफ रेक्टेंगल विल बी x माइनस 6 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 4x माइनस 6 इज इक्वल्स टू 80 सेंटीमीटर स्क्वायर. तो आपके पास एरिया ऑफ स्मॉलर रेक्टेंगल आ जाएगा. आप इसको सॉल्व करेंगे और ये इक्वेशन इसके इक्वल हो जाएगी. सो लेट्स ट्राई टू सॉल्व दिस स्टूडेंट्स. तो हो जाएगा सर 4x स्क्वायर, x into 4x will be 4x squared minus 6x minus 24x. Okay, so let me also show you if anyone is having doubt in this, sir. X into 4x हो जाएगा 4x square, x into minus 6 हो जाएगा minus 6 into 4 हो जाएगा minus 24 and minus 6 into minus 6 हो जाएगा sir plus positive 36. Okay, is equals to 80. So 80 will come on the left hand side and here we go. So it will be 4x square minus 30x and 36 minus 80 is what? That is negative 44. Okay, 4x square minus 30x minus 44 and we got this thing. Now can we apply 4 common? No, so, but we can apply 2 common. So you have to simplify it, sir. So 2 common, it will be 2 2s are 4, 2 15s are 30. Alhamdulillah, 222s are 42. So 0 divided by 2 will cancel out, sir. Basic maths. 0 divided by 2 cancels out when it goes there. So here we go, sir. We have proved it. It is coming 2x square minus 15x and minus 22 is equals to 0. So that is the proof for 4 marks that we have got. And we have got the complete 4 marks for part A of October-November 2023. Got it, guys? Any questions? Let me know. Anyone having any doubts? Part A is the most important. Rest will be easy to solve. Okay, sir, we have to solve part B. What does part B talks about in detail? Sir, solve the equation 2x square minus 15x minus 22. We have to show the working as well. We have to show the working and give answers to 2 decimal places as well. Okay. So here we go. It will be, sir, can we do, we have to give the answer to 2 decimal places, which means that whenever this is there, guys, it's a hint that you have to apply the quadratic formula. Okay. Hope everyone gets this and is with me. कि सर जब भी 2 डेसिमल प्लेस की बात हो रही हो तो आपके लिए हिंट है कि सर हमने यहाँ पर quadratic formula apply करना है. Okay students, so we should already know the formula. You don't have to write down the formula in the exam paper, you must remember it, but because we are revising and practicing again, so minus b plus minus b square 4 minus 4ac over square root divided by 2 times of a. Okay, what we need to understand is basically a is equals to 2, sir, b is equals to negative 15 and c is equals to negative 22. Make sure आप ये लिख दें एग्जामिनर के लिए ताकि दो he knows and you also know कि सर क्या values लेनी है. तो a will be 2, sir, b will be minus 15 and c will be negative 22. I'll repeat, a lot of students know how to solve this in calculator as well. आप कैलकुलेटर से आंसर जरूर टैली कर लें. यू कैन जस्ट रीचेक योर आंसर विद द कैलकुलेटर सॉल्विंग एज वेल, बट मेक श्योर इफ यू डोंट शो एज मेनी स्टेप्स एज पॉसिबल यू विल नॉट गेट द 3 marks. तो आपको ये शो करना जरूरी है कि हाउ आर यू गेटिंग द आंसर्स फॉर 3 marks. ओके, इज एवरीवन देयर विद मी फॉलोइंग अंडरस्टैंडिंग गाइस? क्लियर? So it will be, sir, x is equals to minus b will be minus 15 minus 15 plus minus b square will be minus 15 whole square minus 4 times of a, that is 2 times of c, that is negative 22, and divided by 2 times of a, that is basically 2 times of 2, okay? So what we have then, sir, will be, okay, it is going to be x is equals to, let's do it here. X is equals to positive 15 plus minus, try to solve this in one time in calculator. So minus 15 square, minus 15 square minus 4 times of 2 times of minus 22. So I'm getting 401, I think, as the value there, divided by 4. So you will get two answers, students. X is equals to 15 plus square root of 401 divided by 4. So one answer is coming 8.75, okay? Something like that, okay? So one answer is coming. Make sure we have to give two answer two decimal place. So round off to the nearest number. 8.76 will be the one value, students. So 8.76 is one value, and the other value is basically 15 minus square root of 401 divided by 4. That is coming negative 1.26 as well. Down two decimal places they require. These are the answers. Okay, everyone getting it, guys? Clear with me? So these are what x represents what here, sir? X represents the height of the large rectangle. Okay, sir, x represents the height of the large rectangle, and we have got the height of the large rectangle as 8.76 and minus 1.26, okay? 8.76 and minus 1.26, that is what we are getting here, okay? Next, we need to understand that it will be, we have to calculate the shaded area. So calculating the shaded area will be simple, that we have to sir calculate the shaded area. Follow very carefully. We have the area of the smaller rectangle. We'll have to find the area of the larger rectangle, students, and then work out. Okay. We have to find the area of the shaded. You have to find the shaded area for 2 marks. Okay, we have to apply the formula that area of the larger rectangle minus the area of the smaller rectangle. Understanding area of larger rectangle minus the area of smaller rectangle will give the shaded part. But what is more important, that which value of x you will take. So it's very common sense, and we have done it a lot of times, that everyone must be clear here. जैसे ही आपको ये दो आंसर्स मिले, आप शुड बी क्लियर कि सर हमें x की वैल्यू 8.76 लेंगे, जो हाइट है सर वो 8.76, because it's very clear that height cannot be negative. So 8.76 is the value of basically of that measurement. Everyone getting that, guys? Clear? Following? So you'll start with the height 8.76, okay? And that is 4x. So let's do it here. It will be said area, shaded area is equals to, first make sure write it down because we are learning as well. So shaded area equals to area of the larger rectangle, area of larger rectangle minus the area of the smaller rectangle. So it will be here that we are going to say that it will be, we already know what is the area of the small rectangle, that is 80. Area of the larger rectangle is 4x times of x. So it will be, sir, x times of 4x minus the 80 will be the answer. Okay, students, x times of 4x minus 80 will be the answer. So it will be, sir, 4x square minus 80. Substitute the value of x. X value is, sir, 4 times of 8.76 whole square minus 80 is equals to that thing. Okay, 4 times of 8.76 square minus 80. So I'm getting 226. I'm getting 226.95. So you should round it off, students, to 227 centimeters square. Okay. So this way, question number 8 gets completed as well, guys. Okay. Let me know if anyone have any doubts. Okay. Try taking a screenshot, revising it quickly. Okay. 8 part A, part B, and part C are done. We've almost got 9 marks for this as well. Okay, students. Is everyone clear? Got this? Any questions? Let me know. So then I'm moving forward. If you have got this question number 9, I'll give everyone a couple of minutes to it. It's very important. Next, after algebra, what problems we are very important? It's about bearings. It's about bearing as well. It's about trigonometry, solving as well. Pythagoras and everything is applying here in question number 9, which is a very important part here as well. Okay, so I'll give everyone a couple of time to quickly read it, and then we'll talk about it in detail. Okay. Okay, guys, moving forward, hope everyone have read the question. So, sir, this is basically question number 9, which is on trigonometry, 3D trigonometry, bearings, and we can just write down the word trigonometry of October, November 2023. So, what we need to understand is basically, sir, we have ABCD is a rectangle. ABCD is a rectangular field. Okay. So we have ABCD is a rectangular field and C is due south of A. So C and A are due south of A. The measurements are given. AB is 450 and BC is 210. Martha walks at an average speed of 5.2 kilometer per hour. Calculate the time Martha takes. So very important to understand that Martha walks at an average speed of 5.2 kilometer per hour. She is walking at an average. Calculate the time Martha takes to walk once around the perimeter of the field. Give your answer correct to the nearest minute. So again, this is a very common question coming in the recent exam papers that they are talking about that average speed, distance, and time. So that's what you have to work out. So the speed is given, sir. So let's try to do it step by step again. The first step will be you should know the formula. The formula is, sir, speed is equals to distance over time. Okay. So everyone, we should know the formula that speed is equals to distance over time, sir. We already have the speed. We have to calculate the time. So we have to find the time and we already have the distance as well. Okay. So that will be very important. We have 450 meters as AB, 210 meters. So we should be clear that this is a rectangular because it's a rectangular field. So this will be same distance CD and this will be same distance as well, 210 meters and 450 meters. Okay. So what we need to understand that the total distance we need to calculate. So total distance will be the perimeter के हम A पॉइंट से स्टार्ट हुए पूरा B तक गए फिर C गए फिर D गए और फिर वहां पर A पर आके मैच करें तो total distance by traveling on the rectangular field will be 2 times of 450 plus 210. Okay, or 450 times of 2 and 2, so it will be same the perimeter of the rectangle basically you find out. So it will be, sir, 1320 meters will be that. Okay, so we can say that 1320 meters will be basically the total distance in meters we got it. Okay, now the problem here is, student, basically that the Martha, follow very carefully, that is why it's 3 marks and you should be careful. आपने बिल्कुल carefully solve करना है question. What we need to understand is basically कि ये जो डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल हो रहा है, ये जो स्पीड है वो 5.2 किलोमीटर पर आवर गिवन है. जो स्पीड है वो 5.2 किलोमीटर पर आवर गिवन है. इसका मतलब ये है कि किलोमीटर पर आवर हमारे पास ये मीटर है, तो हमें इसको चेंज करना पड़ेगा बिकॉज हमें आंसर भी जो देना है वो नियरेस्ट मिनट में देना है. एवरीवन गेटिंग इट? सो व्हाट द आंसर वी हैव टू गिव इज बेसिकली मिनट. या तो हम बेसिकली इस 1320 मीटर को चेंज कर लें इन द किलोमीटर, वी विल गेट द आंसर इन आवर्स, और फिर हम इसको कन्वर्ट कर लेंगे. तो यू कैन डू दैट एज वेल. सो लेट्स ट्राई टू डू दैट. Okay, sir, 1320. So we need to understand that 1 kilometer, sir, 1000 meter hota hai. And if you have 1320 meter, so we can expect that 1320 divided by 1000 will be 1.320. So 1.32 kilometer ho gaya. So we got 1.32 kilometer. And now we'll apply in the formula, sir. If we need to get the time, which you will get in hours now. Okay, time we are going to get in hours because हम 5.2 kilometer speed use कर रहे हैं. So it will be time will be equals to distance upon the speed. Okay, so 1.32 divided by, sir, 5.2 kilometers per hour. 1.32 kilometer divided by, आप calculator में apply कर ले, 1.32 divided by 5.2, whatever it is coming, that is basically coming in hours, and you have to just multiply by 60 to get it into minutes, sir. So whatever you get, just multiply by 60. So I'm getting something 15.23 minutes. Okay, 15.2307. And the examiner clearly mentions you have to just round off, give your answer correct to the nearest minute. Give your answer to the nearest minute. So the final answer will be how much, students? 15 minutes is the nearest minute. So you can round it up to 15 minutes. Hope everyone got it. फिर मैं रिपीट कर दूं आप लोगों के लिए कि स्पीड गिवन है किलोमीटर पर आवर में. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, या तो आप किसी और स्पीड को कन्वर्ट कर लें. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, या तो आप लोग स्पीड को कन्वर्ट कर लें या हमें अंडरस्टैंडिंग करनी होगी कि हमारे पास टाइम डिस्टेंस जो है वो मीटर्स में है. एवरीवन गेटिंग इट? कि सर हमारा जो डिस्टेंस है वो मीटर्स में, मिनट्स में डिस्टेंस जो है वो मीटर्स में रहे, तो हमने मिनट्स को मीटर्स को कन्वर्ट कर लिया. माय बैड, कि हमने सर मीटर्स को कन्वर्ट कर लिया इनटू किलोमीटर्स एंड देन वी गॉट दिस आंसर। फिर हमने टाइम, बिकॉज टाइम का फॉर्मूला क्या हो जाएगा, टाइम फाइंड करना डिस्टेंस डिवाइड बाय स्पीड हो जाएगा। लिख भी देते हैं आप लोगों के, अगर जो रिवाइज करें तो आपको क्लियर हो। टाइम विल बी डिस्टेंस डिवाइड बाय स्पीड, एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी आर गेटिंग 15 मिनट्स फॉर दिस। नेक्स्ट वी हैव अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन फॉर 3 marks. We have to show that the bearing of D from A is 245 degrees. Correct to the nearest three significant figure. Very important, very tricky question as well. Okay, sir, how we have to show that the bearing of D from A? Show that the bearing of D from A is 245 degrees. Correct to the three significant figures. Okay. तो पहले आप measurement कर लेते हैं कि we have to show that the bearing of D from A. So A से start होना है, students follow करिएगा very carefully कि हमने A से start होगा हमारा और हमने डी तक जाना है। बेसिकली हमने बेरिंग ये वाली फाइंड करनी है। तो यू शुड हैव एन आइडिया कि आंसर जो होगा वो 180 से ज़्यादा होगा और 270 से आंसर आपका कम आएगा। ओके स्टूडेंट्स, आपका जो आंसर है 180 से ज़्यादा होगा और 270 से आंसर हमारा कम आएगा। थ्री सिग्निफिकेंट फिगर्स हमने करना है, तो लेट्स ट्राई टू वर्क इट आउट। हम इस पे डायग्राम पे वर्किंग आउट करते हैं और फिर वहाँ पर सारी वर्किंग हम शो कर देंगे। सो व्हाट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि वी हैव टू मेक अ नॉर्थ एज वेल स्टूडेंट्स। तो हमने नॉर्थ बना लिया एंड नाउ वी हैव अ क्लियर पिक्चर कट आइडिया कि सर यहाँ से स्टार्ट होगा एंड वी हैव टू गो टिल हेयर। तो बेसिकली दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव टू फाइंड। ओके, सो होप एवरीवन गेट्स दिस इन दी हाईलाइटेड पार्ट कि हमें डी वैल्यू तक जाना है और ये आ जाएगा डी। सो व्हाट वी नीड टू डू इज बेसिकली कि उन्होंने बताया हुआ है, दे हैव वेरी क्लियरली मेंशन्ड अ पॉइंट स्टूडेंट हियर कि सी इज ड्यू साउथ ऑफ ए। तो इस पॉइंट से आपने हेल्प लेनी है यहाँ पर कि सी जो है बेसिकली जो नॉर्थ है उसी के नीचे साउथ है सी का। सी इज ड्यू साउथ ऑफ ए मतलब ये दोनों एक ही उस पे हैं। तो व्हाट द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ दिस लाइन इज आपने अंडरस्टैंड करना है, काफी ट्रिकी है। ये अंडरस्टैंडिंग की बात यहाँ पर है कि ये जो स्टेटमेंट है सी इज ड्यू साउथ ऑफ ए, वो समझना जरूरी है कि सी इज ड्यू साउथ ऑफ ए का मतलब है कि सर ये दोनों एक सेम 90 डिग्री फॉर्म कर रहे हैं, सेम लाइन पे कट कर रहे हैं। दैट इज व्हाट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड। ओके एवरीवन गेटिंग इट गाइस, क्लियर विथ मी? सो दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव टू डू। सो बेसिकली होगा यहाँ पर ये कि आप बेसिकली यह पता है कि यहाँ तक, यहाँ से यहाँ तक 180 है स्टूडेंट। फॉलो वेरी केयरफुली सर कि सर यहाँ से यहाँ तक ब्लैक एंगल जो है, ब्लैक एंगल ये जो है 180 डिग्रीज है पूरा। तो आपने बेसिकली स्टूडेंट्स फॉलो करिएगा ब्लू कलर में कि आपने बेसिकली ये वाला एंगल फाइंड करना है बिकॉज वो तो 180 है और ये एंगल इजीली फाइंड हो जाएगा बिकॉज ये 90 डिग्री है क्योंकि ये रेक्टेंगल है और आपको पता है कि ये 210 है और ये 450 मीटर्स है। तो यहाँ पर ट्रिग्नोमेट्री जो थ्री हमारे रेशियोज हैं, साइन कॉस टेन के जो बेसिक रेशियोज हैं वो अप्लाई होंगे और तब जाके जो है ना वो हमारा ये सॉल्व हो जाएगा। तो वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड कि सर ये ऑपोजिट हो गया और ये एडजेसेंट है तो यहाँ पर टैन अप्लाई होगा। अब वर्किंग सारी नीचे करेंगे आप, ठीक है? तो सर टैन अप्लाई होगा, एंगल हमने निकालना है। टैन थीटा इज इक्वल्स टू ऑपोजिट, ऑपोजिट आ रहा है सर 450 मीटर्स और डिवाइडेड बाय एडजेसेंट दैट इज 210 मीटर्स। ओके, तो बेसिकली हो जाएगा सर थीटा इज इक्वल्स टू, होप एवरीवन इज गेटिंग इट, सर टैन इनवर्स ऑफ दिस थिंग। तो जो भी आंसर आएगा उसके 2 मार्क्स हैं, जो भी आंसर आएगा हमारे उसके 2 मार्क्स हैं वर्किंग और सॉल्विंग के साथ स्टूडेंट्स। एंड वट एवर आंसर वी आर गेटिंग 64.983 something, okay, you are going to add 180 in it to get the total bearing set to three significant figures, that is basically three significant figures they need। तो 244.98 हो रहा है, हम इसको 245 पे ले जाएंगे कि 245 degrees is the answer, that is the case here। okay, people got it with me following? हमें थ्री सिग्निफिकेंट फिगर्स आते जाए तो हम 244 पॉइंट समथिंग को 245 डिग्रीज का करके हम आंसर दे सकते हैं। इज एवरीवन क्लियर? 244.9 बिलीव कर सकते हैं आप, इसको राउंड ऑफ
Yes,
कर
sir.
दें 245 कर दें, दैट इज बेटर एज वेल। सो वी हैव गॉट सॉल्व्ड ऑलमोस्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 9 पार्ट ए पार्ट 1, एंड देन वी हैव पार्ट बी विच इज अ वेरी गुड 5 mark क्वेश्चन एंड यू हैव टू फर्स्ट थिंक अबाउट इट। दैट्स व्हाई आई एम रिपीटिंग अगेन एंड अगेन कि आप एग्जाम में देखें व्हाट इज योर, व्हाट पार्ट्स यू आर गुड एट, which chapters you are good at, because जब आप ये क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करेंगे तो आपको टाइम लगेगा, यू हैव टू थिंक अबाउट इट। पार्ट ए में भी सोचना है, पार्ट बी में भी मिस्टेक नहीं कर सकते आप बिकॉज इसमें एंगल निकालना है। तो you have to carefully allocate time here. Okay, there will definitely be time spent on these type of questions। okay, you cannot do it very quickly because you have to understand कि आपको values कहाँ से मिलेंगी। So a very good question is 9 part B, I'm solving it with you guys, okay, first time as well। So let's read the question। PQR is a triangle and this will help you revise your concepts of, this will help you revise your concepts of what, sine rule and cosine rule and those things। okay, so sir we have basically PQR is a triangle, we can see sir PQR is a triangle and S is a point on PR, so S is this point, okay sir, S is the point on PR। so the values are given, PS is 10.3, QR is 12.6, QPS is 42 degrees, and QRS is 35 degrees. So what you have, students, is basically some values, some measurements are given. So some angles, some measurements, some values are given. What we have to find, make sure never forget the original requirement. That is basically calculate QS. Okay. इस क्वेश्चन टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन आप पहले पढ़ना है कि आपकी रिक्वायरमेंट क्या है कि आपने QS फाइंड करना है स्टूडेंट्स. तो हाउ कैन यू फाइंड QS, दैट विल बी द इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग. सो व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि देर आर, फर्स्ट थिंग शुड बी कि हाउ मेनी ट्राइंगल्स आर देयर. सर एक ट्राइंगल ये है पर्पल कलर में, एक ट्राइंगल ये है सर ग्रीन कलर में दैट आई हैव मेड, and then there is one triangle in the red color which is the big triangle covering both of them, PQR. Okay, understanding guys? तो पहले आपको ये क्लियर होगा माइंड में आप में कि PQR भी ट्राइंगल है, तो हमें QS फाइंड करना है. सो वी शुड बी केयरफुल कि हम कौन सी मेजरमेंट फाइंड कर सकते हैं which will help us get this. So we should be looking at to find the value, sir. So what thing we should find out first to get the answer? Yeah, we need to find out very simple. Okay, sir, we can find out the measurement of PQ first. Is everyone getting it? हमें पहले PQ की मेजरमेंट फाइंड करनी पड़ेगी बिकॉज इट्स 5 मार्क्स. तो हमेशा याद रखें जब भी 5 मार्क्स का क्वेश्चन हो या 7 मार्क्स का हो, तो इट मीन्स कि आपको ज्यादा वर्किंग करनी है. तो इसका मतलब एक कोई वन वन अटेम्प्ट में सॉल्व नहीं होगा, ये फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में सॉल्व नहीं होगा. तो पहले हम PQ फाइंड करेंगे एंड वी कैन इजिली फाइंड PQ विद द हेल्प ऑफ द बिगर ट्राइंगल बाय अप्लाइंग द साइन रूल. ओके, सो फॉलो वेरी केयरफुली कि सर सबसे पहले क्या हो जाएगा. वी आर गोइंग टू से दैट साइन 42 degrees. Okay, we are going to apply the sine rule first. Sine 42 degrees over the 12.6 measurement is equals to, sir, sine 35 degrees over basically PQ that you have to find. Okay, so let's try to find out PQ, sir. It will be 12.6 times of sine 35 is equals to PQ. Make sure try to show as much workings as possible. So, sir, PQ is equals to 12.6 times of sine 35 divided by sine 42 degrees. Okay, so I'm going to get the value then. The value will be 12.6 times of sine 35 divided by sine 42. So I'm getting PQ as 10.8 centimeter. Hope everyone got this. There's almost 2 marks. You will get 2 marks for this, I'm sure. 2 marks we can expect for this. 10.8 is basically the PQ measurement. Hope everyone got this, guys. Clear? Everyone understood? Anyone? Any technicalities? Any problems?
No.
सही है. तो आपको सर ये
Yes.
10.8 मिल जाएगा. उसके बाद जो हम ये करेंगे कि व्हेन यू गॉट द 10.8 सेंटीमीटर, 10.8 centimeter we have got this, students. Now what we can do is very simple. Okay, because we have to find QS, sir, now we'll take the smaller triangle and you can apply, sir, easily cosine rule we can apply, because we have the in front of the angle we have this measurement, and we have the common angle as well, that is 42 degrees. So eventually every measurement should be used, and that is what's happening, sir. Every measurement is being used, and that is why we are getting the correct answer here with the help of 10.8. So here we go. It will be, sir, cos 42 degrees. Okay, adjacent sides to be added. So 10.3 square plus 10.8 square minus the QS square, because we are finding QS, and divided by, sir, 2 times of 10.3 times of 2 times of 10.3 times of 10.8, and you can just take it to the other side to get this working out. Okay, so 2 times of 10.3, the denominator I'm solving, sir. So it is coming something 222.48. Follow carefully, it will be 222. Just taking everything multiplied, whatever it's coming, taking it to the other side, 222.48 times of cos 42 degrees. Okay, and just added 10.3 square plus 10.8 square. It is coming, sir, 222.73. Oh, people are getting this. 222.73 minus the QS square. And now the shifting will begin. And you can say that QS square is equals to 222.73. Make sure don't use the calculator yet. Try to first assemble everything and then get the final value. Now try to still do furthermore by saying that you'll cancel out here only and you will put the square root on this. So eventually, students, here we go. So QS is equals to square root of 222.73 minus 222.48 times of cos 42 degrees, and I'm getting 7.57595 something. And what we can do is round off what they're saying. So when you don't have written anything, just they're saying calculate QS. So every value is rounded off to one decimal place. Okay. स्टूडेंट्स वी कैन सी कि सर हर जो मेजरमेंट है वो बेसिकली वन डेसिमल प्लेस राउंड ऑफ है तो वी कैन से दैट इट विल बी 7.6 सेंटीमीटर जस्ट डायरेक्टली one decimal place by just working it out. It will be, sir, 7.6 centimeter, or try to leave it to two decimal place maximum 7.58 centimeter, or you can give 7.5 7.6 as well. I would prefer that we leave this answer in this case to two decimal place, that is three significant figures. 7.58, that is a bit better, okay, in this stage, okay. So 7.58 will be the answer for this part C, which also completes our question number 9 as well. So now we are left with two questions, okay, in which one of them is a very good question on mensuration where we will talk about. But first, let's see if everyone got this. That is part B of this question. So I'll wait here, make sure understand, revise this, and we'll talk about this further as well. Next question. कोई भी क्वेश्चन है आप जरूर पूछ लें, कोई आपको क्लियर चीज नहीं हो रही है तो वी कैन टॉक अबाउट इट स्टूडेंट्स नाउ, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. विल बी विलिंग टू हेल्प, ओके. रिपीट भी कर सकता हूँ, नो प्रॉब्लम, नो इश्यूज, ओके. So make sure do ask, okay? Let's move forward, which you have question number 10, the second last question of this October-November 2020. A very good question, a very important question. So we'll write it down. It's on the mensuration and it's on the cone as well. So we talk about mensuration for question number 10 of October-November 2023, paper 2, variant 2. So here we go. So we have volume of the cone is 1 over 3 pi r square height. Curved surface area of this is given. We have to show that the volume of the solid is 399 pi. Okay, so we have to show that the volume of this solid is 399 pi. What we need to understand, students, that they will themselves give a hint as well. A solid is formed from a large cone with a small cone is removing from the center. So the small cone is being removed from the center. The small cone is mathematically similar to the large cone. The small cone is mathematically similar to the large cone. This is the statement that will help you identify कि आपको शायद सिमिलर वाला कॉन्सेप्ट भी अप्लाई करना पड़े जो कि प्रोपोर्शन में होता है कि हाइट ऑफ द शेप्स विल बी प्रोपोर्शन, लेंथ ऑफ द शेप्स, रेडियस ऑफ द शेप्स विल बी प्रोपोर्शन. Okay, so let's continue. So I was saying that mathematically similar means that the ratio or the height might be similar. Okay, we'll have to work that out. Next thing we are talking about is that we have the height of the larger cone as 21 and the diameter of the top is 18. The height of the smaller cone is 14. Okay, we have to show that the volume of the solid, which is basically being formed by removing the small cone, is basically 399 pi. So what is the formula? The formula will be simple here, that the volume will be the larger cone minus the smaller cone. Okay, so larger cone minus the smaller cone volume, and that will give us 399 pi. That is what we have to prove. So the formula for will remain same for both of them. That is 1 over 3 pi r square height. So let's try to put it down. 1 over 3 into pi into the radius. What is the radius for the larger cone, students? The diameter of the top, the diameter of the larger cone is 18. Follow very carefully. Diameter of the larger cone is 18 centimeter. So we can see that the radius of the larger cone is half of it. That is 9 centimeter. Okay. So the radius of the larger cone is 9 square and height of the larger cone is 21. And you have to subtract basically, this is the larger cone is completed, sir. All the values we have for the larger cone. and we have to subtract the smaller cone. So what we have for smaller cone is 1 over 3 into pi. We have the height of it, but we don't have the radius. Okay, students. So we have the height of the smaller cone, but we don't have the radius. Okay, मैं repeat कर देता हूँ point students कि हमारे पास height तो available है smaller cone की, यहाँ पर लिखा है, but हमने radius नहीं बताया है. So in order to get this answer, prove this answer कि 399 pi आएगा, we need to make sure कि first thing will be कि sir you will have to find out the radius square for the smaller cone. Okay, so let's try to work it out. What we'll have to do, basically sir, we'll have to find it using the uh, proportion method. The height of the, you can say like this, height of the smaller cone, let's do it here, height of the smaller cone divided by the height of the larger cone is equals to radius of the smaller cone divided by the radius of the larger cone. And that is how we'll keep the ratios and get this value, that the height of the smaller cone is basically 14, the height of the larger cone is 21, the radius of the smaller cone is 9, the radius of the smaller cone we don't know, the radius of the larger cone is 9 centimeter. Make sure to place the values properly. Height of the larger cone was 21, radius of the larger cone was 9, height of the smaller cone is 14, but we don't know what is the radius of the smaller cone, and that is what we are looking to find, students. So sir, it will be radius of the smaller cone 14 times of 9 divided by 21. Whatever the calculator gives the answer, by simplifying you can rely on that. It is coming 6 centimeter as the radius for the smaller cone. Okay, so 6 centimeter is coming the radius of the smaller cone, and we'll have to plug in arc and substitute the value. Follow carefully. Instead of r square, I'm going to write it down here because of the working I've done. It will be, sir, 6 times of square. Okay, so it will be, once we have got this, try to simplify. 1 over 3 pi times of 81 times of 21. 9 square is 81, that is, or let's just simplify as much as possible. Yes, so let's do it like this कि सर ये हो जाएगा, इसको एक ब्रैकेट में कर लेते हैं. तो 1/3 को 1/3 मल्टीप्लाई बाय 9 स्क्वायर मल्टीप्लाई बाय 21, आई एम गेटिंग 567 pi from here, students. And because we need to give the answer in terms of pi na, and 1/3 like this, similar for this, 1/3 into 6 square is 36 into 14. I'm getting 168 pi over from here as well. Okay, students. So let's just subtract 567 minus 168. Alhamdulillah, it's matching the correct answer. 399 pi is what we are getting. Okay, 399 pi. It's matching, and that's how you get 3 marks. Okay, so make sure the working, this working is not important as much as this working is important. 1 mark is for this working 100%. Make sure मैंने ऊपर दिखा दिया ताकि clear page हो. आपने को ये question के साथ ही working दिखानी है. Okay, students, you have to show this working here only. Okay, so once we got this 3 marks, next we have couple of 2 parts left as well. We have for 6 marks now, so it's a very huge question. Next is the most important question for 6 marks. We have to calculate the total surface area of the cuboid. Okay, students. So, sir, we'll have to calculate the total surface area of the cuboid. So, how we are going to do it? Let's talk about this as well. हमें total surface area of the, sorry, total हमने एक solid का cuboid मैंने कह दिया by mistake. हमें total surface area of this cone और इस shape का निकालना है. तो it will be कि हमारे पास पहले तो आपको समझना चाहिए कि total surface area formula क्या है. So let's follow here कि total surface area of the cone is basically, total surface area of the cone is sir कि pi r square जो circles होते हैं plus pi r l. Okay, so pi r square plus the pi r l, that is what is required. Okay, so because the shape is like this, so what we need to understand कि क्या होगा, we'll have to take the pi r l as well. हमें curved surface area भी लेना पड़ेगा, students, और हमें pi r square भी लेना पड़ेगा, but we'll have to do the subtraction as well कि we'll have to subtract something from the larger one to the smaller one to get the surface area of this part. Okay, हमें area चाहिए, तो area basically हमें इस part का चाहिए. Let me shade the area. Okay, तो हमें ये area निकालना है. Okay, students, in the colored part I'm doing it कि हमने ये वाला area निकालना है सर, कि बाकी के वो shape तो remove हो गया, because वो shape remove हो गया, so we have to do this. Okay, so I'll give everyone couple of minutes because it's very important to think about it and then we'll solve it. Okay, आप सोचें इसके बारे में कैसे करेंगे. मैंने आपको फॉर्मूला बताया, कर्व सरफेस एरिया का फॉर्मूला ये रहा, और टोटल सरफेस एरिया का फॉर्मूला ये है पाई आर स्क्वायर प्लस पाई आर एल. तो आप 2-3 मिनट्स ट्राई करें and then I'll start solving this as well, okay? ओके सो लेट्स कंटिन्यू स्टूडेंट्स। सो पहली बात तो ये क्लियर होनी चाहिए कि व्हाट यू कैन सी क्लियरली कि सर ये जो सर्कल है वो हाफ कंप्लीट नहीं हो रहा है, और वो जो फॉर्मूला है वो पाई आर स्क्वायर सर्कल को रिप्रेजेंट करता है। जो टोटल सरफेस एरिया होता है ऑफ द कोन, टोटल सरफेस एरिया ऑफ द कोन में पाई आर स्क्वायर वो सर्कल ऑफ द एरिया होता है। और बेसिकली जो सर पाई आर एल है, आपको पहले फॉर्मूला अंडरस्टैंड करना पड़ेगा। ये फॉर्मूला कैसे बन रहा है? फॉर्मूला बन रहा है कि पाई आर स्क्वायर जो है बेसिकली सर्कल का एरिया है, और पाई आर एल इस चीज का एरिया है। मैं रिपीट कर दूं, सर पाई आर एल जो है वो पाई आर एल बेसिकली एल स्क्वायर, जो एल होगा यहाँ पर वो स्लांट हाइट स्टैंड करेगा। और बेसिकली वो जो है वो इस ब्लू पार्ट को कहेंगे। और हम ये कह रहे हैं कि जो पाई आर स्क्वायर है वो एरिया ऑफ द सर्कल है। तो पहली बात तो ये क्लियर हो जाएगी कि सर सबसे पहले जब हम इसको सरफेस एरिया फाइंड करेंगे तो इसमें एक ये बात कॉमन होगी कि सरफेस जब हम फाइंड कर रहे हैं इस शेप का, तो उसमें वी कैन क्लियरली से कि जो पाई आर स्क्वायर होगा ऑफ द लार्जर वन, कि हम ये कह रहे हैं कि जो लार्जर है पाई आर स्क्वायर रेडियस ऑफ द लार्जर माइनस करेंगे पाई आर स्क्वायर ऑफ द स्मॉलर कोन से, ठीक है। लार्जर कोन का जो सर्कल का एरिया, रिपीट कि सर लार्जर कोन का सर्कल का जो एरिया है उसमें स्मॉलर कोन वाले सर्कल के एरिया को सबट्रैक्ट कर देंगे, क्योंकि वी कैन सी कि हमें खाली सर ऊपर की लिड का पार्ट चाहिए जो कि एरिया है ये वाला पार्ट। एवरीवन गेटिंग इट गाइस? तो हम लार्जर सर्कल में से स्मॉलर सर्कल को, इनसाइड सर्कल को सब्ट्रैक्ट कर देंगे। तो एक पॉइंट तो आपको ये क्लियर होना चाहिए था, हम इसकी पहले वर्किंग कर लेते हैं बिकॉज हमारे पास ये इजीली अवेलेबल है सर। तो इट विल बी के पाई इंटू द रेडियस ऑफ द लार्जर, क्या था रेडियस? रेडियस ऑफ द लार्जर वन इज बेसिकली 9 सेंटीमीटर, तो हो जाएगा सर पाई आर स्क्वायर माइनस द पाई रेडियस ऑफ द स्मॉलर वन। स्मॉलर का 6 है, तो ये आ गया। लेट्स सिंप्लीफाई दिस कि 9 का स्क्वायर होता है 81 पाई। तो एक आपकी वैल्यू यहाँ से आ जाएगी। अगर हम स्टेप बाय स्टेप इसको ब्रेक कर दें प्रोसेस को, तो 81 माइनस 36 हो जाएगा सर 45 पाई। बेसिकली 45 पाई हो जाएगा। दैट इज द अपर पार्ट का लेट का जो एरिया है वो 45 पाई हो जाएगा, ठीक है स्टूडेंट्स। सो दैट इज व्हाट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि सर ये हो जाएगा 45 पाई द एरिया ऑफ द अबव पार्ट, ओके। एक तो ये आ गया। नेक्स्ट व्हाट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि हमें क्योंकि दोनों का हमारे पास है, तो हमें दोनों के कर्व सरफेस एरिया लेने पड़ेंगे। तो व्हाट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि हम यहाँ लिखेंगे कि हम वर्किंग आउट करें कर्व सरफेस एरिया के लिए सर। तो कर्व सरफेस एरिया जो होगा वो हम दोनों का ऐड कर देंगे, बिकॉज दोनों का ही पार्ट ऑफ द शेप में आ रहा है, ठीक है। तो वट दैट्स व्हाट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि दोनों का ही पार्ट ऑफ द शेप में आ रहा है। तो इट So we can say that the curved surface area, we already know the formula, sorry, that is pi r L, that is we have to find out, we already know the radius. So it will be the larger one plus the smaller one as well, okay. तो larger cone को भी add कर देंगे students, और smaller cone वाले को भी add कर देंगे. That is what you have to do here, okay. So radius of the larger and the smaller तो हमें दोनों के स्लांट हाइट फाइंड करनी पड़ेंगे, एंड देन विल ऐड देम। ओके, सो हाउ वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड द स्लांट हाइट? बेसिकली स्लांट हाइट कहते हैं इस चीज को। So the slant height is this thing, and we can make a Pythagoras theorem here and try to work out using that for both of them. Okay, तो ये blue color में larger उसका हो गया कोन का, और smaller कोन का मैंने purple color में कर दिया कि वो उसी के रेशियो पे बन रहा होगा. Hope everyone getting it right. Anyone any questions? Okay, I hope everyone got that. कि जो larger वाला है उसकी भी slant height blue color में, और purple वाले की जो slant height है वो smaller कोन की है. तो let's try to work this out by values. कि अगर हम slant height निकाल रहे हैं, slant height for the smaller cone, तो it will be कि sir ये है ये है hypotenuse. Okay, so hypotenuse है, so we have the smaller cone radius as 6. Okay, or let's make a diagram as well for students to understand carefully. ठीक है, तो ये हो जाएगा basically for the smaller cone कि sir ये आ रहा है, ये 6 सेंटीमीटर द रेडियस. ओके, स्मॉलर कोन का रेडियस है सर 6 सेंटीमीटर, और उसकी हाइट जो थी स्मॉलर कोन की हाइट हाउ मच, 14. ओके, सो 14 और 6 है, और क्योंकि ये हाइपोटेनस होता है स्टूडेंट्स, इसको ऐड करना पड़ेगा, तो इट विल बी 6 स्क्वायर प्लस 14 स्क्वायर एंड द स्क्वायर रूट. ओके, इट विल बी 6 स्क्वायर प्लस द 14 square, 232, and based on the square root we got that slant height will be 232 square root of the smaller one. Same goes for the slant height of the larger cone students. इसकी वैल्यूज क्या है कि हमारे पास इसका रेडियस है 9 और इसकी हाइट है 21 सर. सो इट शुड बी 9 स्क्वायर प्लस 21 स्क्वायर. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, और फिर हम इसको स्क्वायर रूट कर देंगे टू गेट द स्लांट हाइट. ओके, सो दैट इज कमिंग बेसिकली 522, एंड स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 522 इज द वैल्यू. सही है, तो लेट्स पुट इट देयर. एंड एज आई सेड कि हमेशा आखिर में आपको कैलकुलेटर में पुट करना चाहिए. तो इट विल बी सर के पाई इनटू द रेडियस. मेक श्योर यहाँ मिस्टेक होती है, आपने कोशिश करनी कि जो आप रेडियस ले रहे हैं वही लें. तो अगर आप स्मॉलर कोन का रेडियस ले रहे हैं तो आप स्मॉलर कोन की स्लांट हाइट लेंगे, दैट इज स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 232. And if you are taking the radius of the larger one, that is 9. So you will take the slant height of the larger one, that is 522. Hope this answer is correct. Let's try to put in there. So it will be, अब आप इसको सबको ऐड कर लें, प्लस 45 पाई एक साथ कैलकुलेटर में ऐड कर लें, and see what's the value, what's the answer is coming. Okay, everyone getting it guys? किसी को कोई डाउट है प्लीज क्वेश्चन करें, पूछें, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो लेट्स ट्राई टू डू इट. ये हो जाएगा सर 6 टाइम्स ऑफ 6 स्क्वायर रूट 232 पाई प्लस, और यू कैन से कि ये हो जाएगा 6 टाइम्स ऑफ पाई टाइम्स ऑफ 6 टाइम्स ऑफ पाई टाइम्स ऑफ स्क्वायर रूट 232 इंटू प्लस 9 टाइम्स ऑफ पाई 9 टाइम्स ऑफ स्क्वायर रूट 522 plus 45 times of pi, and we are getting in the calculator 1074. I am getting students, so 1074.47 centimeters square because surface area. So you should round it off and say that it will be, you can round it off to 3 significant figures as well, और ऐसे कर सकते हैं कि 1074.5 आप ये भी लिख सकते हैं. दैट इज वर्थ इट, या आप इसको 1075 कर दें तो ये भी करेक्ट हो जाएगा. ओके एवरीवन गेटिंग इट गाइस? इस आंसर में आपको पॉसिबिलिटीज अलाउ होंगी बिकॉज इसमें काफ़ी सारी राउंडिंग ऑफ है, तो यहाँ पर आप इजीली आगे एक डेसिमल प्लेस आगे करके भी आराम से लिख सकते हैं. दैट्स हाउ वी आर गेटिंग द 6 मार्क्स. ओके एवरीवन गेटिंग इट? अगर कोई आंसर 1070 भी लिखेगा तब भी वो आंसर करेक्ट है. ओके एवरीवन गेटिंग इट? क्लियर ऑन दिस? गॉट इट? लास्ट पार्ट दैट वी हैव फॉर 3 marks for this question is sir, okay, the height of the cylinder is 13 centimeter, correct to the nearest meter. Okay, now the question is changed, it's part B. cylinder की बात शुरू हो गई कि the height of the cylinder is 13, the radius is given, we have to calculate the upper bound of the volume of the cylinder. So it's not difficult, it's an upper bound question they are testing. So must remember that what is the volume of cylinder sir? That is basically pi r square times of height, pi times of radius square times of height. Okay, pi times of radius square times of height. So what we need to understand कि सर हमें volume चाहिए for the upper bound. Okay, so we need volume for the upper bound. Okay students, so basically we'll have to make sure that the radius is also upper bound. Okay, radius की value भी high, radius की maximum value हो और height की भी जो है students वो maximum value हम लेंगे कि we need the height as well as the maximum. So it's very simple कि हम ये कर लेते हैं कि साइलेंट हाइट ऑफ द सिलेंडर इज 13. ओके, यहाँ कर लेते हैं सर. हाइट ऑफ द सिलेंडर इज 13 सेंटीमीटर. इट इज करेक्ट टू द नियरेस्ट 1 सेंटीमीटर. So you can say that the height 1 divided by, it's very clear, okay, 1 divided by 2 is plus minus 0.5 is the bound. Okay, plus will be upper bound of 0.5, minus will be negative. So height will be 13 plus 0.5 to get the upper bound. That will be 13.5 centimeter. That is the height of the upper bound. 1 mark is for this, students. Remember how the marks are split. You are learning that as well. अगर आपको करेक्ट आंसर नहीं मिल रहा हो बट स्टिल अगर आपको ये पता है तो आप इस तरह भी मार्क्स अचीव कर सकते हैं बिकॉज यू नो द बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट. ठीक है, तो हाइट ऑफ द अपर बाउंड विल बी 13.5 सर. और फिर रेडियस निकाल लेते हैं सर. रेडियस विल बी, लेट्स डू इट हियर. सो रेडियस अपर बाउंड विल बी ऑल्सो, रेडियस इज 4.5 करेक्ट टू द नियरेस्ट 0.1. सो यू मस्ट टेल द एग्जामिनर कि 0.1 डिवाइडेड बाई 2 हो जाएगा. So that will be, sir, 0.05. So plus minus 0.05 is the upper lower bound. So radius will be 4.5 plus 0. I hope this will be correct. 4.5 plus 0.05. So 4.55 centimeter. Here we go, sir. यहाँ पर values put करते हैं. It will be pi times of 4.55 square times of 13.5. And let's hope the answer is correct as well. Let's try in the calculator. 13.5 into 4.55 square into pi, which is coming 878. And you can round it off to three significant figures. That is first three values. 878 is there. The volume of the cylinder, which is correct. तो बेसिकली उन्होंने आपका साइलेंडर कॉन्सेप्ट भी टेस्ट कर लिया कि क्या स्टूडेंट को पता है कि वॉल्यूम ऑफ साइलेंडर क्या होता है. तो उन्होंने वो कॉन्सेप्ट भी टेस्ट कर लिया कि स्टूडेंट को पता है कि वॉल्यूम ऑफ साइलेंडर क्या है. और उन्होंने आपका अपर लोअर बाउंड भी टेस्ट कर लिया. With this, mensuration question gets completed. And I'm expecting that everyone got this in detail because I have tried to solve it as much detail as possible. Anyone, any doubts? Let me know. Any questions? Guys, got it? Okay. With this, we reach to our last question, which is on functions. Three parts, a very simple, easy question on functions. Question number 11. So we'll talk about, I think we'll have to find inverse functions and basic solving of algebra. So there's a functions question for almost only 6 marks. Okay. So we have two functions here. Fx is equals to 4x plus 1. And the other function is gx is equals to 2x minus 3. Both linear functions, basic level. So it will be your first value is put the x value as minus 3. Very basic, simple, easy marks. No one gets this wrong. So 4 minus 3 is 12 and minus 12 plus 1 is negative 11. So first value should be negative 11. Next is find g inverse of x. So how you find the g inverse of x? Follow carefully. You have to just make x the subject. Okay, so first step will be put gx is equals to y. So it will be, sir, y is equals to 2x minus 3. आपने gx को y के बराबर रखना है, sir. Y will be equals to 2x minus 3. Make x the subject. So it will be, sir, y plus 3 divided by 2x. I'm doing it step by step, so if anyone have doubts in inverse function, they can clarify now. That is how you get the subject. The x subject ban gaya, sir, y plus 3 divided 2 is divided there. So here we go, sir, we got the subject, x as subject, that y plus 3 divided by 2. And the last step will be simple. What you have to do, students, is basically just replace that. This is the inverse. Just replace the y with x. जो भी y लिखा है आप उसको, जहां पर भी y लिखा है आप उसको रिप्लेस कर दें x के साथ. So here we go. That is the answer. X plus 3 divided by 2 is the g inverse of x. How many got this clear, understood? Must be clear, right? Sure about it? And the last part is that we have to simplify by giving the answer as single fraction. So basically they are testing algebra with function, students, that in its simplest form, we have to do 2 divided by fx plus 1 divided by gx. In terms of x, we have to give the answer. So let's try to get this started. So it will be, sir, first write down the question. You have 2 divided by fx. Fx is 4x plus 1. 2 divided by 4x plus 1 plus 1 divided by gx. Gx is basically 2x minus 3, okay? So gx is basically 2x minus 3. 2 divided by 4x plus 1 and plus 1 divided by 2x minus 3. The LCM and try to work it out. It will be 2 times of 2x minus 3 plus 1 times of 4x plus 1. LCM concept is being tested and you have to try to make them one value. So it will be 4x plus 1. LCM same and try to simplify and get the values, sir. So it will be 2 2s are 4x, minus 2 3s are 6, 2 2s are 4x, 2 3s are minus 6. 1 times of 4x is times of 1 is 1. And here we go. We got the value that is basically 4x plus 1 and 2x minus 3. So it will be eventually 4x plus 4x will be 8x. 8x minus 6 plus 1 will be minus 5. And I think this should be the answer. That is, you have to copy paste that 8x minus 5. You have to give an answer single fraction in its simplest form. So you can either write this answer, and a lot of students try to multiply this as well. So you can multiply the denominator and then give it as well. Both will be awarded the same marks. You will not be losing a mark here, okay? So sir, it will be simple. 8x, just make sure write the answer here as well, okay? Copy paste this answer to get the all three marks. Okay, so 4x plus 1 times of 2x minus 3. This is the answer for 3 marks, and we have got it correct. Any questions, guys? Anyone? So this is how October, November 2023 ends here. Paper 2 we have completed. And make sure to revise the paper. I'll share this paper on the drive as well with everyone. So make sure to just revise these all questions. All questions are important and helpful for revising purpose. And then in the next class, we'll start a new paper. That's it. If anyone have questions, good to go. Otherwise, thank you. Take care. Bye. Allah Hafiz.